We're in the Bahamas at the AlphaNorth Capital Conference, and I'm joined by Grant Howard, who is a president of Accolade Capital. Grant, please tell us about your fund and your investment strategy.
It's our second limited partnership. The first one we wound up quite successfully. Everybody got their money, a profit, and they were all very happy. We started our second one. The focus is on the micro and the small cap area. Again, with a specific interest in special situations, technology companies, industrials, a very minor interest in the resource sector, and that would include oil and gas or junior mining, but for all intents and purposes, the vast majority of our assets are in more fundamentally driven companies.
And when you're looking at technology in that sector, are there any specific areas that you're focused on?
No, we look at everything from clean tech to battery technology, just about anything you can think of on the technology side, software as a service. What we're trying to look at are companies that aren't going to require a lot of additional capital to at least get to the break-even point. They have legitimate growth potential, and especially in this type of environment where it's difficult to go out and raise a lot of money. Some companies are very successful doing that, but the vast majority of them have had a tough time, and I think will continue to do so. That's why our focus remains on the fundamentally driven companies. If it's a concept company, for instance, we're just not going to touch it at this point because of the amount of capital that's generally required to get to a point of where the company has become acceptable to the market, and investors in general get more comfortable that it's not going to be another I need to raise money, need to raise money, need to raise money situation. So there's a variety of things. Obviously, you want to look at the human resources that are available, because if you have a very, very small management team because of a lack of capital, well, it's tough to go out and do sales and marketing. It's tough to find enough engineers to develop the next algorithm or whatever may be required. So there's a lot of different items that we have to review before we get comfortable.
Is there anything personal to you that you look for that may not be something so common?
Yeah, sometimes you're trying to assess personality. So part of it comes down to what has the CEO or the CFO or what the management team, what is their background that would lend weight to an expectation that they're going to be successful in the enterprise that you are now looking at. Do they have a history of returns that are positive to shareholders? Do they in fact have applicable experience that would increase the odds of having some success in what they're pursuing, because there are certain givens. Nothing will happen on time, and it's going to cost more. That's the norm. It's rare that events transpire on time, and quite often when you're trying to close contracts, those things are out of control of the company itself because they may be dealing with big partners. So you're trying to look at things subjectively as well, but it's very, very tough to beat practical experience and an understanding of what it takes to create shareholder value. So it's a little subjective on that side.
Okay, well, Are there any top picks that you'd like to mention for us here?
Several companies. One in particular is a company called Symbility Solutions, which I think is exceptional and demands to be looked at. It's a company that's going to do in excess of $30 million this year, 2016, software as a service company. VidWorks is another company, and I have to declare my bias because we have an interest in them, and a relatively new company that has a potential cancer treatment utilizing a drug and initiated by light, laser light, is Theralase. So that's a brand new one, and I've just started to look at that, but those are the ones that are really ranking up there for me right now.
Well, Grant, thank you so much for your interview.
Thank you.
This has been the AlphaNorth Capital Conference, and I'm Rachel Lee for SmallCapPower.